Hi, I'm Kopano and I've been eradicating panty lines since 1990. Eradicating, demolishing, destroying all evidence of panty lines. Hello. I'm gonna try. Work till I die. I'm gonna fail and get up, cause I'm not giving up on my dream. Hey good people, welcome back to my channel. I'm Kopano and this is how I do things. The show where you send me your questions and I'll let you know how I do things. And I can take it as entertainment or use it as advice. Take it, don't take it, use it, don't use it at all, darling. Do what you will with it. Listen, I'm no professional. I'm no professional at all. I'm just letting you know what I would do if I was in your shoes. Okay, so today's question comes from a lady on Instagram who's asking, what are the do's and don'ts of newlyweds? So me, there it is. Have been married for almost 2 years now. We're celebrating 2 years in January, so we are still newlyweds. So this whole question is going to be about the first year of marriage, the do's and the don'ts. So I started writing down this list and it just kept on coming. So there are 16 things that you should do and not do in your first year of marriage according to moi. Don't have any time to waste. So let's just jump straight into it. I know this is not a cozy conversation where I need to have my cup of tea, but honestly, it just fits into the aesthetic of things. I mean, just look around you, darling. The aesthetic of things. I'm just too hype. This mic breaking might have actually been a blessing. What? You guys need to let me know in the comments down below if you want me to change up the setting because, darling, I feel like a queen. Anyway, let's get into it. Number 1, don't put pressure on yourself to actually have the perfect marriage in the first year. We all have this image of the type of marriage that we want to have and how it should look, and that, you know, this is how people who have been married for 30 years have been, and then that's what you want to strive for in the first year of marriage. It's not going to happen. Just go about your business in the first year. You know, there's so many things to sort out logistically in the first year. Not even the first year, the second year. Just changing your surname on your bank accounts, on your ID, on your driver's license is just so much admin to get through in your first year of marriage. Just try and get to a place where you guys are just settled. Number 2, talk about money straight up. Out the bat. Just literally up the cages, talk about money. Once you get into a marriage and you get used to talking about money, you save yourselves so many problems. It becomes so much better for you if you get used to talking about money, honey. Woo! Marriage and money. Money ruins a lot of marriages. Let me tell you that right now. Talk about money. Get over it. Get into it. Get into the habit of me and my men. Money. We're good with it. Number 3, don't fall into the status quo or what society says your marriage should be. This is one that you need to get it out from the open from the beginning. Say to yourselves that, you know what, this is our marriage, this is our rules, and we're not going to do what society says we should do. Because of the woman should be in the kitchen, the man should be the breadwinner, blah, blah, blah. It becomes problems, especially later on now. What if the woman makes more money than the man? What if the man actually likes cooking? Who takes out the rubbish? Who does the laundry? Who wakes up with the baby? All of those things, there is already a mold that society has said that this is what women do and this is what men do. This is the expectation, and it will even come from your family, especially when you get married. The older ladies will come to you and say that, you know, this is what you should be doing as a woman, and men will have expectations on your husband as well. But listen, throw it out the trash. You don't have to. Set your own rules on how your relationship works and move on from there. And this just leads to point number 4. Experiment as much as you possibly can about what works out for you. The one thing I love about my marriage and my husband is that we have our own rules about how we should do things, and we experiment, and we're just like, okay, fine. You know what? It seems as though I'm struggling with the laundry. How about you try with the laundry? And then we see how it goes. There's no one set rule about how you guys should do things. And even if you guys start off the marriage and you're just like, okay, fine, I'll do this, don't worry about it. It's okay to go back on it and say, listen, I thought I could, but I can't. Let's try something new. Number 5, babes, do not skip date night. Date night is so important. You will start to realize that something will start to slip in your marriage when you guys don't have date night. When you don't have that deliberate time to either like spoil each other or just to look each other just deep in the eyes and just spend that time together, just bonding. Deliberate bonding time. You guys just sitting watching TV. Are you watching this? Can I change the TV? Okay. that doesn't actually count as date night. Just because you guys sit together and just Netflix all day doesn't count. Number 6, do take time to find your feet. This whole wifey thing, I know a lot of people make a huge deal out of it, but the truth is that you will feel different. You will feel like you have this new role in life, and you honestly, legally and mentally and by the church and between you and God, you have new access. What's yours is his and what's his is yours. So now you're just like, you know what? I actually do have the right to ask about his money. I actually do have the right to find out about things. You know, the level of secrecy, those walls break down. You're going to take some time to find your feet, and that's okay. I'm still finding my feet. This is only our 2nd year of marriage. It's not even a full 2nd year of our marriage. So I am still finding my feet, and so is he. So it's okay. It's okay to, you know, take a little bit of time to just wobble a little bit and just to find the right balance for you. Number 7, babes, this should have actually been number 1. Number 7, don't miss a week without sex. I'm serious. I am so serious. When y'all are dating, it's different. When it's at the beginning, 3 months, you are at it like bunnies, okay? But then afterwards, you get so used to this person being in your domain all the time and in your environment all the time that it may start to fade, or you get used to it, or you guys are now so open about the stresses of life and just this pressure of being married or whatever it is, that you know that va-va-voom, that starts to just die down a little bit. Don't let that happen. Don't let a week go by without you having done it. On a minimum basis, you guys should be doing it at least 3 times a week, okay? You should actually be doing it every single day, babe. But honestly, and this is me being real. This is me being very real. It does happen. And as soon as you notice it, and it's Sunday, babes, jump on the bed, just, hey, baby, oh, wake up. That's how it should be. That's how it should be. That's how you should be. As soon as you notice that the week has gone by and y'all haven't done the deed, doesn't matter if you have shaved or not, dragon breath or no dragon breath, jump on it. As in, jump. Number 8, spoil each other. Like, look for reasons to spoil each other. Go buy your man shoes randomly, out of nowhere. Buy him the panty, you know. Buy him a bag of panties, like good ones, not like a 3-pack, but like good panties, you know. Go online and find him like the best Calvin Kleins or something, and just, you know, just get him something. Just spoil him for no reason. And this goes vice versa. Obviously, I'm speaking to you, my lady, because this channel's for us women. Just look for reasons to be extra, to have that excitement. When you get married, you get so comfortable with a person, and that's a good thing. Comfort is a good thing. But there's also the other side of the comfort coin, which is just getting boring. Comfortable can also be boring. So have that excitement by just spoiling him every now and again. Don't look for a reason. Don't wait for Valentine's Day. Don't wait for his birthday. Don't wait for Father's Day. Don't wait for anything. Just spoil him for no reason. Number 9 is a make or breaker. Don't go to sleep angry. Like, don't go to sleep angry. The thing about anger is that it should be resolved by the time you go to sleep. And if it is not resolved by the time you go to sleep, you should not sleep angry. It should come to a point where we've done this before, and sometimes a matter is something that we actually really have to talk through over a couple of days. And what we do is that I don't want to go to sleep angry, but we should come to a point of the discussion where that anger has subsided, or that it has been noticed, and that it is going to be dealt with, okay? So we're not going to sweep it under the rug, but if this argument happens and we need to go to sleep, it's not going to be like screw you, go sleep on the couch. That's not what's going to happen. Never, ever, ever let the sun go down on you in that state. Bring it up and come to a point where, you know what, okay, I feel as though we're not going to resolve this for now, but let's make a point to resolve it in the morning. Let's sleep, let's cool our heads, and let's complete this argument tomorrow. That is honestly the best thing that you can do for yourselves. Do not fester on things. And I've heard this from my aunts, I've heard this from my uncles, I've heard this from my grandmother who has been married for a very long time. If you have not finished your argument, at the very least come to a point where you are okay sleeping next to your person. You may be sad, going to sleep sad, but you know that this will be resolved, and it should be important enough to him to want to resolve it in the morning. So communication is so important, but don't go to sleep angry. Find a resolution. And if you find a resolution, you're still sad about it, tell him that, listen, I'm still sad. Let's talk about this. I'm still sad about the argument that we had. And then you move from there. And this just leads me to number 10. Develop your own language. There's words that I say to my husband that he completely understands. And this language means that things that we know between the two of us. There's love languages, right? The 5 love languages, and how we speak to each other and how we know that we appreciate each other. I love it when he spoils me. I love it when he shows me through things that he does for me that he loves me. And he's the type of person who loves communication. So do I. So we need to talk things out. So we know that between the two of us, this is how we communicate to each other. This is how we understand each other. So develop your own language that not everybody else has to understand. Actually, no one should understand it other than the two of you. Number 11, babes. I've never had to do fingers for this one. Number 11, babes. Don't bring other people into your marriage. And this is especially in the first few years of your marriage. I mean, again, only 2 years. You will feel as though you want outside counsel. Do not bring other people into your marriage. Don't do that. What does that mean? In terms of outside counsel, try as best as you possibly can not to involve other people in your matters. If you're going to seek outside counsel for your relationship, get a professional or go to his mother and not your mother. The reason why is that you complaining about your husband to your mother will build this bad and negative image about your husband in your mother's mind. His mother knows him better because she raised him, okay? So she knows the mannerisms, she knows what he likes and all of those things. And you need to build that friendship that I can come to you and lean on you and be like, not to complain, but rather to seek advice on this is where we are, and I need a bit of advice. The things of the marriage should stay in the marriage. And even going to outside counsel for your mom, you should be careful about that, because those things are things that happen inside the marriage. You guys, between the two of you, should be at a point where your communication, and this is very awkward in the first year to rub and massage through those things, but try your best to communicate about those things between the two of you. And this just leads me to number 12, which is that make your husband your best friend. In life, when we go through things, the first person that we want to tell, the first person that we want to communicate with, the first person that we want to take our complaints to is our best friend. So make your husband your best friend. If he pisses you off and he does not see, he's oblivious of the fact that he's pissed you off, your first instinct is to go run to your friend and tell her about it, right? Now, if your husband is your best friend, you're going to run to your best friend, aka your husband, and tell him, my husband has really pissed me off. That's how you speak through things. So the best thing that you can do for the two of you is to get into the habit of going to your best friend about your problems. Even if those problems are about your best friend, your husband should be that best friend. There shouldn't be anything that your best friend knows more than your husband does, unless it's a surprise for your husband. Obviously, if there are moments in your relationship where you feel as though there is abuse, whether it is physical or whether it is emotional abuse, you should go seek advice and help from someone outside of your marriage to especially counsel you, and especially to know that you have support and a way forward, so that you have the support should you want to take any action outside of your relationship. And number 13, babe, never complain about your husband to your friends. Never, ever, ever. Only when there's abuse do you seek help and support from your friends. But other than that, don't complain about your man to your friends. You want your man to steal your friend? Go complain about your man to your friends. If you want, because again, if you are only saying negative things about your man to your friends, they are going to start picturing him only in a negative light. And every time you go to them for advice, they are just only going to remind you of all the negative things that you have said about him. And they'll say nothing positive about him. Number 14, stay newlyweds forever. Don't get out of that excitement and that hype and that, I can't believe you're married. Always remind yourself of that. You know what? You're a guy I had a crush on. I'm married to my crush. It gives me chills just thinking about it. I remember the first time that man walked into a room and I looked at him, I was like, brothers is made for mwah! That's how I felt when my husband walked into a room for the first time. I was just like, Lord Jesus, I know you sent this man for me. Number 15, don't stop praying together. If you haven't started praying together, start and never stop. Make it a habit. I remember my parents and my uncles, my aunts and my uncles said that my parents at 8 p.m. every day, you needed to be in the house for prayer. And I love that. They grew up praying at 8 p.m. And that's something that you start between the two of you guys. So start that habit between the two of you guys to pray together. And if it is something that you want to do on a specific time, just make deliberate time for God. Just make it together all the time. Pray, do your devotionals together, read your Bible together. Have that time, make it very deliberate. We do that with our daughter. We put her to sleep at the same time, almost the same time every day. And at that time, we pray. She has no clue what's going on, but it is something that we do together. Number 16, give your man reason to brag. To brag about his wife. Just be like, hey! If he ever sees his friends, he's just like, you don't know the type of wife I've got at home. If you know that the main level of wifery today is here, babes, make your wifery up here. Your wifeness, the wifehood up here. I'm telling you right now, you will be so happy that if the standard of wifery is here, babes, you need to elevate your wife game to a point where this man is just like, I don't know what other men are getting in their marriages, but mine. But this also just leads me to number 17. Never take each other for granted. You start to just expect things that, you know what, I've got an amazing wife and she does amazing things for me. The novelty wears off on everything. It does. Even the things that you realize that, you know what, my wife or my husband goes above and beyond for me. You get used to that above and beyond. Never, ever, ever get used to that above and beyond. Always remind yourself of nonsense marriages where you're just like, that guy suffers in his marriage, I don't. And that's just how I feel. Always just remind yourself that there are people who are worse off in their marriages, and actually what you have right here, you've got a good man. And this just leads me to number 18. Always remember where you guys came from by recreating your first date. Now, hubby and I, our first date was us going to the zoo. We tried to recreate that and we just realized it's in winter and it's scary, especially midweek. So we tried to recreate it by going to other places. And sometimes you may just leave it somewhere and never go back, but always go back to where you guys started. Always recreate those beginning moments and always remember how far you guys have come from. That's the thing that's really going to help you realize that, you know what, never take the person you're with for granted. You are so blessed to be in this marriage, and just don't ever take that blessing for granted. Recreate that first date and keep making it better and better and better. If you guys went to a 5-star restaurant in Johannesburg, then go to a 5-star restaurant with a view. In Durban, go to a 5-star restaurant with a view. In Knysna, recreate it, and then next time you're going to Bangkok. Those are my 18 tips. Oh my gosh, I'm exhausted, darling. This was a lot of work. I just kept on writing this list and it just kept on going and going and going and going. Anyway, I hope that you guys enjoyed this one. It was a longish one. Goodness. Let me know what you guys think and give it a big thumbs up if you want to see more videos like this. And don't forget to let me know what you think of the studio, okay? Until next time, beautiful people, I'm Kopano and this is how I do things. Hey gorgeous, thank you so much for making it right until the end, and thank you for subscribing to my channel and continue to binge watch. Head over to my website www.kopanoshmangi.com to download my new free ebook, The 7 Hacks to Boost Your Confidence. Until next time, darling. Mwah!